It's tea time, and this is What We Should Know. I'm Rob Moyer, and I'm at the Ocean River Institute here in Harvard Square. And today we're talking about, it's the 11th hour for action on climate change. And to set up the alarm for that, I've got some pictures to share. Going to a tab. No, I'm not going to a tab. Cancel. I'm going to a window. So this is First Church. And on Friday, the 11th of February at 6 p.m., I went up into the belfry and at 6:11 started pulling on the bell rope and ringing the bell because it's the 11th hour. We're calling for climate justice. And I rang the bell for 11 minutes. And down below, people were assembling with signs in front of the First Parish here. And that's the backside of Dan Wells, who took most of the pictures, but my wife Tony managed to get this one. So here we are gathering around, calling out for climate justice, saying that, you know, climate justice requires racial justice. We have to get it all together. And people came out and stood along. We assembled at about 6 o'clock. We assembled at 6 o'clock at 6 p.m. And then we stood out there and waved at the passerbys on Mass Ave. And as I was ringing the bell, I finished ringing the bell, and 11 minutes is a long time to pull on that rope. But I heard, you know, are the saints come marching in? And across the street was people had also assembled at the old Cambridge Baptist Church on the other side of Mass Ave there, on the other side of Harvard Square. And so they had marched down Mass Ave to, you can see them right across Mass Ave here from us. And playing the music is BABAM. This is the Boston Area Brigade of Activist Musicians. And so they had mustered, and they're coming around here, led by Reverend Becky and Reverend Cody from Old Cambridge Baptist Church. Coming around. Climate justice requires racial justice. And so they waited for the light to turn and then proceeded to cross the street. And they're facing the traffic that's coming into Harvard Square, which has stopped for the red light, if not for the pedestrians. Well, maybe there wasn't a red light, it's just a flashing light. The red light was over there on the other side, leaving town. And so they joined us on the steps of First Parish Church. There's Denise taking photographs. The Harvard Square Business Association, you know, helped the marchers go down the street. Denise led the way, and Bill took some video, and we'll close out the show with the video that Bill took. Now this this Friday night, it was a warm, incredibly warm Friday for February, and it actually got up to 59 degrees, which is a record. The record had been 58, so it was the warmest night on record. Talk about climate change, temperature swings. You know, it swung warm, which is great for us because the Friday before, Friday, February 11th, had been a freezing ice storm, and the subsequent Friday was not a whole lot better. So we were so fortunate to have conditions that the band members could play their instruments and we would not freeze out here. Although it did get colder as the night go on, and some people were happy to split as soon as possible. Oh, here we go. Sousaphone. And then different musicians would take solos. And this couple with a stroller stopped by, and various people, just people who were passing through the square, stopped by. This couple brought these a metal dish or these metal bowls to ring. So they're like the bell ringers. And they marched over from Old Cambridge Baptist Church. I think all of these people in this photograph came from Old Cambridge Baptist. And this is the first parish team. And Todd has brought a flashlight to shine on Cynthia's poster, which shows the world and the need for, it shows the clock, and it's the 11th hour. And one of the things we were calling for was to require, we were calling for two things. We're calling for many things. We're calling on the state and Beacon Hill to pass the clean energy bill. So there's this, by 2035, clean electric generation, not fossil fuel generated electricity for Massachusetts. And by 2045, we want fossil-free, fuel-free transportation and heating of buildings. So we want to get away from those gas burners and so forth for the state. And so people argue about how reasonable that they're not fast enough and they're too fast, but that's not the point. The point of the bill is that it sets up a council to address how to improve and conserve energy use in all the state departments of Massachusetts. So members of different agencies and departments are appointed to this council. And, we got 151 different departments in Massachusetts. So we got a lot of different, perspectives on and needs for energy and how to use it. And so each agency, or they're trying to set up, protocols for agencies on how to do that, how to save energy. And so this is like your Apollo 13 moment, where they've spread all these technologies of ways to conserve energy on the table, and then agency representatives can take from that and cobble together the best way for their department or for these suite of departments to save energy, to get us quicker to our net zero emissions goals that we have set for us. So it's not so much the numbers, it's not the technology, it's the implementing and how do you manage to get there. That's the real work, is how to coordinate things to work efficiently and stuff. So the importance of passing this bill is so that it puts everyone to work at solving the problems, as opposed to bickering about, oh, it can't be done. We just got to get people to work. And I'm confident that once, all these brilliant minds in state government come together, we're going to see, I think we'll beat the goals, because once you see a path, you save money. So why not get there sooner than later? So that's what's happening on Beacon Hill. And then we're coming into an election of a new governor. And we think that it's paramount that whoever becomes the governor, we want them to commit when they're campaigning right now. And none of the Democratic candidates, Maura Healey or Sonia Chang Diaz, have made clear that in their climate plan that they will require 50% of climate spending to directly benefit environmental justice communities. If they're going to spend money, we've got a lot of catch up to do with those environmental justice communities that have taken the brunt of the pollution and are going to be the first to be the flooding. And so again and again, they're in the most need of it. So I'm really thrilled to see Mayor Wu say, hold off on Boston waterfront development. We're going to first plan for East Boston, because they are suffering more from sea level rise. Perhaps they are suffering greatly. They haven't gotten the attention that downtown Boston has. And ironically, the lowest point in East Boston is the truck unloading docks for the big supermarket in East Boston, because it's down low. So that's where the first place the water goes. So when there's flooding, the first thing to lose access is the supermarket to have food to feed people in East Boston. So we've got a lot of work to do in the planning of also new buildings for East Boston. Another issue that we want our governor candidates to take seriously is to maximize the economic benefits of increased, by increasing the funding of the Mass Clean Energy Council. Again, Sonia Chang-Diaz recognizes the council, but she's not saying she's going to increase funding. Whereas Charlie Baker says he will increase funding, but then he just doesn't do it. So we want our candidates to be committed, or I'd like you to get your candidate for governor to commit to following through to increase funding for the Massachusetts Clean Energy Council. Now, the Massachusetts Clean Energy Council has this wonderful internship program where college students and high school students can get paid to work as an intern around energy issues and water conservation issues. So the Ocean River Institute has able to employ 2 water conservation interns, and they receive $16 an hour, and they get to work 40 hours a week in the summertime and 20 hours a week in the spring or in the fall. So this is win-win to get more people employed by increasing the funding of the Mass Clean Energy Council. And then they keep a directory of all these different resumes of students looking for work. And so I can open the portal and peruse all these different resumes. And then we've posted, the Ocean River Institute internship is posted at the Mass Clean Energy Council website. And so people can read about the job there and then write to me and say, hey, I'd like to do this. This is our lawn care, our natural lawns with healthy soils for climate resilience challenge. And so we're going to be hiring interns to work at $16 an hour who are college students on this challenge. And the way you do it is you tell me you're interested, and then if I'm able to hire you, I will ask you to submit your resume to register with the Mass Clean Energy Council program, so that way I'll see your resume and all that stuff. So that's really cool. So yeah, we got to get more funding for the Mass Clean Energy Council. Next item. The next item is that we want to have the utilities restructure our utilities. The governor right now is just says, oh, they know what they're doing, just give them time and they'll do it. No, we want someone who will lead the utilities in restructuring themselves to better meet the clean energy economy of today. So that's the third item that we're asking the counselors for governor, the candidates for governor to commit to right now. And if I didn't get the message, we're going to do this again on March 11th. We're going to assemble at Old Cambridge Baptist Church, and we're going to assemble at First Parish Church in Cambridge at 6 p.m. Friday the 11th, and I'll ring the bell, and people will stand out and get the message out that we want climate justice, and the climate justice requires racial justice and addressing inequities. So here's the band playing along. Oh, good. So that's that picture. Let's take a look at the video that Bill took. Stop presenting. Stop presenting. Go to a tab.
let the group across the street.
This is a thriller. Will they get across the street?
No more talk. It's time for bold action on climate. A new governor, our chance for climate justice at home. Massachusetts leading the way. We need your voice this year, this campaign. Speaking truth to power. Join us now. No more talk. It's time for bold action on climate. A new governor, our chance for climate justice at home. Massachusetts leading the way. We need your voice this year, this campaign, speaking truth to power. Join us now.